Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. I want to talk today to all of you who've been doubting your path, who've been feeling maybe a bit stuck or maybe a bit lost. Like sometimes it happens to us that we start doubting our journey just because maybe we don't see the evidence of what we're trying to manifest. Maybe we don't see breakthroughs. Sometimes we don't see opportunities coming up, and then we start doubting, are we doing the right thing? Is it worth it to keep up? So when these things start happening, I name these things as our mind was poisoned by the evidence of our old life. And therefore we start looking at this evidence of old life and we use it as a prediction point for the future. And to those who get caught up in this process, they start loosening up on their vision for the future, their dream for the future, and they fall into the patterns of the past. And then their dream for the future slowly disappears, and their emotional drive and excitement and passion leave them slowly, and they fall into their old life. And because, my friend, I don't want you to do something like that. I don't want you to do something so unwise. I came here to give you a message because I know how it is, like how many times I've been doubting my path, and sometimes I still doubt my path because I have big dreams and I have a big vision for life. And yeah, sometimes it feels nothing is happening until then a breakthrough happens. So I'm willing to keep up until I see a breakthrough. And this is a principle I have for me. I will keep up with this until I experience a breakthrough. So firstly, we need to make sure we're truly doing the right thing. And with the right thing, I mean doing something that's truly aligned with us. So, people sometimes are jumping around and trying all kinds of different things, which is okay. I call it exploration. It's okay to explore. But if you're jumping around all the time, then you're not truly exploring. You're just distracting yourself. So exploration serves us to find our passion, to find our drive, to find what is truly our thing. Like I've been on a path of not knowing what to do until painting found me, or firstly drawing found me, then painting, then I've started making YouTube videos, then everything, kind of grew together and it started evolving in a very beautiful way. So before that, I needed to explore what I truly want to do with my life. So exploration is important. But when you find something, like if you've discovered you're an artist, if you've discovered you want to build a business, if you've discovered you want to help others, mentor others, coach others, or be a healer, be a scientist, whatever was your discovery, then you're on the path. But then that path will take you, onto its own adventure. That is not how you think it should be. It will be how it needs to be to shape you, to build you, right? So this process is usually the unpredictable process because, it's the unknown. And the unknown is our teacher. It teaches us what we need to let go of, what kind of beliefs and expectations we need to let go of, because they're poisoning what can be, right? They're poisoning the perspective of possibility, and they make us believe it's not possible. Like how many people around you may say too, hey, stop dreaming, stop doing that. You see, there's no breakthroughs. Those are poisons of the mind. To the wise one, nothing is impossible because, the word itself says, I am possible, right? You know that. So nothing is impossible, but you need to see the possibility. So you need to inform yourself around possibility. So to those of you who felt at the bottom, to those of you who've been doubting your path, to those of you who've been losing drive and inspiration and motivation for what you're building in your life, it means that the information that was informing you about possibility started loosening its grip in your mind because you've started falling back into what's more rooted, maybe, old ideas of what's impossible. Those are programs of society. We all have them. And our job is not just to ignore them, which actually is a good thing if we learn to ignore what we've heard. It is to recognize that it's not the truth. What you've heard is not the truth. And that is the greatest truth. What you've heard is not the truth. The truth is what your soul tells you. That is the truth. And soul speaks to you through powerful feelings like passion, inspiration, motivation, excitement, love. These are, this is the language of your soul. Your soul doesn't speak through words. Like, you may try to hear with your mind what your soul is saying. No, my friend, your soul is speaking through feelings. So ask yourself what pulls you through inspiration, excitement, joy, passion, love. That's where your soul speaks the loudest. But if you're surrounded with people who are saying to you, hey, stop dreaming, stop doing that, it's not possible, yeah, you will suppress the voice of your soul because you will believe it's nonsense. So you need to inform yourself around possibility so your mind can actually open up to what your soul already knows. One thing is that we feel inspired, that we feel pulled, like I did, to start painting, to build this YouTube channel, to be a teacher, to be a mentor. That was one thing, to feel inspired to do that. But the other thing is to mentally prepare for that life, which means I need to educate myself around that, which means I need to find other people who are doing that, which means, yeah, I can be inspired by other people who are living like that. Right? And that's a whole another mentality than living maybe an average life. Nothing wrong with it, but maybe that life will not take you to where your soul wants to take you. And if you truly want to follow your soul, if you truly want to follow that inner pull, well, then maybe the mentality of average people will not get you there, or people who surround you. So yes, ignoring them is a great way, but also, as I said before, understanding what they say is not the truth. It's their understanding of reality. And well, a great journey of someone who's on an adventure is to stretch the understanding of reality. Right? Stretch the understanding of reality. When they said to you, you can make a living out of doing art, for example, yeah, let's find out if that's the truth. Let's explore options and let's see what kind of options pull me the most, where I feel the most excited, and go for it and make a plan out of it and see how other people have done it, because sometimes you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Sometimes you just need to find out what already works on the market or whatever is your path, and then do your own thing. This is something that helps us a lot, especially when we lose the drive, when we start doubting our journey. You see, when we doubt our journey, it means that we are growing, because we're pushing onto the edge of what's familiar. And now will we break through or will we fall back? Those who fall back, they usually, they say, I've tried and it never worked, so I rather went on to live a safe life. Those who push through, they don't look, into their lives through the lens of what's familiar. No, they decide many times to dream about possibility. They're very intentional. Like, I'm very intentional in my life. Like, I never want to create something that's limited in my life. I want to create something unlimited, something impossible in my life. So every time when I feel limited by something, I decide, okay, for the next few months, I will be meditating on this idea of what I truly want, so I can form as clear intention as possible, so I can develop clarity as much as possible, like crystal clear thought around how my future looks like in this department, and I will manifest it. And that's how I'm doing with everything. So I decide that I will develop crystal clear idea of how I want to develop this certain thing. And then I go into meditation and I visualize it and I feel emotionally as I'm already there. So I'm giving a signal to the field. And by emotionally feeling it and tuning into it, I start kind of drawing it to me. And then opportunities slowly start finding me. But sometimes it takes months for some breakthroughs to happen because I have some strong beliefs that are saying to me that it's impossible. So clarity is very important, and clarity will lead you to intention. You can't be intentional if you're not clear on where you're going. And when it comes to clarity, it's really the understanding of how that reality you're stepping in looks like. How does it feel? What do you have? How you're supported? How other people perceive your work? And how you feel about all of that? And just whatever is, whatever maybe matters to you, something, put it into the context and develop a vision out of it. Because that will create a map for where you're going. And now this map can serve you as a proof. When the map is clear, it's already a proof you're going there. Otherwise, you could not be able to think about it. You see, we've been planted with an incredible imagination. And if we don't use it, we lose it. Like, there are people who don't have imagination around anything. Maybe only negative outcomes. Because they've never used it. They never believed into it. Because they've surrendered to the idea that it's just daydreaming. But then there are people that are using their imagination every single day to develop greater outcomes and to allow their imagination to give them answers when they go beyond analytical mind, beyond over analyzing, over complaining, over judging, and so on. And they do it through flow state. I do it through flow state and meditation. It helps me to step beyond this kind of a familiar mind that we are in when we're thinking over and over again. We step into something greater, and that's where we receive answers. So if you've been doubting your journey, if you've been feeling like, I don't know if this will ever work out, my friend, firstly think again if what you've started truly means something to you, if it's truly your passion, if it's truly coming out of excitement. Then ask yourself why you've started doubting. Have you been listening naysayers? Have you been looking for evidence of your, breakthroughs? And if you can't see evidence, how much have you been feeding that new potential reality with your energy, with your mind, with your intentions, with your emotions? How much you've been feeding it? Because, well, you need to inform your future. See, all we have is present moment. But present moment is constantly unfolding into a new present moment. It's a constant motion, like a river. So therefore, this unfoldment now creates a timeline. So it's a line of time, and you're evolving on it. But what's the beautiful part about this journey is that future is undefined. Usually people live in the constant state of predicting their future out of their past. But actually future is undefined, it's unknown. An unknown holds possibilities you can't think of. So if you're constantly predicting your future out of your past, then your future can't be greater than your past, right? Here and there will be some synchronicities and serendipities and some unexpected events, but most of it will be how you've predicted, right? How you've expected them, anticipated them. That's why I'm asking you, how much are you feeding your future? How much are you feeding that ideal future you're stepping in with your mind, clarity around where you're going, emotionally tuning into it? Like, how does it feel when you already have it? Who have you become? What have you left behind? What have you embodied? And how your body feels like, what's your body posture, and so on. So you slowly step into that new energy of yours. Because evidence comes to those who prepare themselves to see them, right? Some people walk around and take everything for granted, and some people walk around grateful for everything they have, and they live in the same world, but they experience it completely differently. Now, there are people who are manifesting their greatest lives today. I've manifested some incredible things in my life out of nowhere. And some things happened without doing any work, without taking any action. They found me. And they found me because I've tuned into the energy of the future, and then I've let it go. I've just lived my life. I've learned to enjoy my life, even though, yes, sometimes I have, these breakdowns. Sometimes I don't feel joy. Yeah, of course. Sometimes I feel sad. I go through all these emotions, but I choose to live a good life. I choose to appreciate things. I choose to lift myself up. Go through the darkness, but then lift myself up and focus on what I'm building, and focus on who I am, and focus on what I can radiate into this world. And then creativity finds me. So have clarity around where you're going, but notice that the evidence of this present moment is not the evidence of will it work or not. It's only a reflection of who you were and what was. What will be the product of your state of being, of your present state of being. That's what will be. And create a goal in your life to cultivate more pleasant state of being, more loving, more joyful, more peaceful, more grateful state of being. You don't need to go into extremes like, I will be positive all the time. No, you will not be, because you're a human being, my friend. You're a human being. So it's not about being perfect and being positive or whatever. It's just to learn to overcome yourself when you have doubts. Overcome yourself when you feel like you're failing. Overcome yourself when you have these setbacks, when there's no results and no proof. And just say to yourself, I just need to keep going. I just need to keep creating. I was born for that. And if I feel excitement for it, I need to follow it. I need to do it. And I'm not doing it out of lack, I'm doing it out of abundance, because abundance gave me ideas to create. Or whatever is your thing. Abundance gave you idea for incredible business. Abundance gave you an idea to, or suffering that taught you strength and resilience and wisdom and love, so now you can heal others. And, well, will you be able to do something out of it? Only you can decide to do that. Abundance gave you incredible visions to do art. That's what happened to me. Abundance gave me all these incredible ideas so I can do art, and I'm doing that. I'm passionate about it, and I'm just working on a new painting right here. I've just finished a painting called Abundance. You can go into AttractPassion.com and you will find it. So abundance already moves through you. To me, abundance means to have more than I need. So ask yourself what you already have more than you need. Right now, what you have more than you need, and use it to create what you want to see. This is the magic. This is the formula. So if you've been having doubts, maybe you've been listening to many doubters, or maybe you've been just feeling a bit lower energy, and you've looked outside into the world and you've noticed there's no evidence that my life, my dream will ever work out, so I will rather just quit. But then quitting is giving up on your soul. Quitting is giving up on your heart. And Well, I'm only saying that when you quit on your dream. If you quit on something that obviously doesn't work because it was not even your thing, then it's actually very healthy. But when you quit on your dream, on your passion, on that thing that used to excite you, but then you've lost the fire because you've been comparing yourself with others, or because you've not been seeing results because you've been doing it for results and so on, then it means the drive was not at the right place, right? The fire was not fed with wood, but actually with paper, right? And that's the fire that burns out very fast. So what it means to feed the fire with wood? Well, it means that the drive truly comes from within, that what motivates you to create is something eternal. And to me it is to create beautiful things and to keep making them better. So keep making better visions. This is my drive, and I can't run out of it, because I know when I finish one painting, the next one will be better. When I finish one video, the next one will be better. When I finish one thing, the next one will be better. That's what drives me. And it's eternal because I can't run out of it. I can't stop making better work because I'm here to evolve, I'm here to stretch, I'm here to expand. So yes, I'm curious how far I can take it, and that's my drive. And when you're driven by that, well, results will just find you, because there's no other way. Because you're not doing it for results, you're doing it to just keep getting better, to keep evolving, to keep enjoying on the path, and keep unfolding into that vision of you, of your future that you have in your mind. So my friend, I hope this helps you. If you've been feeling down, if you've been doubting your path, just stop. Stop right here and know that maybe it was just the poison of society. Return back to you. Ask yourself why you've started at the first place. And most probably there was a very pure intention. Return to it and know that this is your truth. So keep going, my friend. I will leave you here. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. And big thanks to everyone for choosing to support my work on AttractPassion.com. You will find all of my paintings. If you want to put some art that will bring beautiful, supportive energy, you will find all of my paintings on AttractPassion.com. Prints, original ones, and so much more. So check it out. Also join our Patreon community for more exclusive content, or YouTube membership if you would like to support this channel. Thank you so much, my friend. Until next time, one love.